In today's video, we're going to be going through when or what are the indicators that you're charging too low for your services as a trainer, as a coach, and when you should increase your prices, how much buy, and what are the best indicators to actually that you need to do that now, right? Now, first and foremost, your prices and what you charge are integral to your success in your business, because if you are charging way too low, it's going to keep you stuck, right? For two reasons. One, you're going to lose clients, you're going to lose prospects, you're not going to close people you could have closed, and two, you're going to be putting in more hours, right, to earn the same amount or to earn less. So what I mean by that is by charging less per client, to get to a certain income level, you need more clients, and more clients equals more time, right? And as a result, you have less time in your week to work on marketing, lead stuff, improving your services, getting more amazing prospects and clients in, because you're just burning yourself out to get to a certain income level. But if you're able to charge more, you can have less clients, you can have more time to focus on working in your business, on your business rather than in your business, and allow you to get your head above water and grow, right? And even more importantly, the more you charge per client, the more profit you have per unit of your time or unit of your energy. And that allows you to do a lot more. It allows you to reinvest back in your business to actually grow. And it also gives you more energy and time to be able to focus and put that unit of time that you save elsewhere to take you to another level. Now, what I mean by that, well, first and foremost, in terms of pricing, it is very, very important to charge what you're worth. Now, I speak to trainers all day, every day, and the one key thing that most people do is undercharge for the service. And every time you ask them, what is your price? They're always like, yeah, I know I'm charging a little bit low. I could be charging higher, so on and so forth. And the majority of the reason why people charge lower than what they think they're worth is because they're like, yeah, but I charge a little bit lower because I just wanted to get this client in. I needed that cash flow. I wanted to close this person, so I pitched at a lower price. So I knew it would be easier for them to come on board, so on and so forth. And the reality actually is, guys, by charging too low, you're losing prospects, you're losing clients. And that's for two reasons. One, think about this. If you were to go to, like, if your service is amazing, you can help people and really change their life, right? Let's use the analogy of Ferrari, right? Now, if you go to a Ferrari dealer and you want an amazing car, right? You go to a Ferrari dealer and the dealer's there and you're chatting with him, you see his Ferrari and you're like, it looks amazing. Everything you've told me is amazing. How much? And they say, it's the same price as a beat up Ford. You're going to sit there for a second as a prospect, as a buyer who's super excited, who wants this Ferrari and is looking at it going, this looks amazing. What's the price? And then the person, the dealer selling it, says it's the price of a beat up Ford. Immediately, as the buyer, as the prospect, your alarm bells are going to start ringing, thinking, well, this thing's so amazing. It looks so beautiful. And all of the things you told me about it, it sounds amazing. How the hell can you charge? How the hell can the price be the same price as a beat up Ford, right? Something doesn't connect here. And all of a sudden, alarm bells start going off your head thinking, there's got to be something else wrong with it. It's got to be not as good as what it sounds. There is no way it can be as amazing as it sounds and be that price. There has to be something else wrong with it. And so you're going to go away and go to, rather than going, oh, amazing, that's an amazing deal, Mr. Dealer. I'm saving so much money. This is the best car in the world. And for example, and it's the price of a beat up Ford. I would much prefer this than a beat up Ford. No, you're going to go, let me think about it. You're going to go away and you go, there has to be something wrong with it. There has to be something these guys are not telling me about it. I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to go to another dealer and see if I can actually get the Ferrari that I want with no issues with it. And then when you go to another dealer and they show you this amazing Ferrari and you go, what's the price? And they say the price of what you expect a Ferrari to be, you'd be like, sold, I'm in. That's exactly what I've been looking for, right? So it's a connection between how good your service is and your price. And if your service is amazing and you're speaking to this prospect and it's like this value level, and then when they ask you what price, you charging like this value level, there's a massive disconnect between what they think they're getting and the price that they would assume should be to be able to get that, right? And if there's this massive gap between it, they're gonna sit there and they're not gonna tell you, right? What they're gonna tell you is that, yeah, let me think about it, or let me get back to you, or can we speak in a week's time? And really, what they're saying is, I don't believe you, right? There's got to be something else wrong here. I'm going to go away and I'm just going to go find someone else because you told me that you've got this amazing thing and you're only going to charge lower than like most people. There's got to be something wrong either with the service or with you, right? So you lost me, right? So there's a disconnect between a high value service and a low value price. And that's going to scare away prospects. Second, when people pay attention. And I repeat that, when people pay attention. So those of you who think, oh, I've got this client and I charge them really low because I want to get them in or whatever it might be. Unfortunately, part one, you're going to lose closes, you're going to lose prospects, you're going to lose clients, as I've just touched on. But second, to those that you do get on, right? If they pay low, they pay low attention. And what that means is they're like, well, you're so cheap, right? So you can't, in their head, they're going to be like, you're so cheap, so you can't be that good because I'm hearing about all these other trainers out there are charging a lot more. So, you know what? Your advice can't be that good. And so I'm not really going to listen to what you say. I'm not going to implement what you say. And by default, they're not going to get results. They're not going to be motivated. We've all had those clients that come in and you're like, why do they come in each week? They don't listen to anything I've said. They don't really implement. They're not really motivated. They don't really, like, I ask them, did they do the thing I told them to do last week? And they're like, no, I haven't done that yet. I'll get around to it. Or I'll hopefully do it tomorrow, whatever. It's because when people pay, they pay attention, right? So they put this value to their finances. They connect the cost of you to the value of you. And so if you're cheap, they're going to be like, well, your advice has to be cheap and your experience has to be cheap. So more than likely, I shouldn't really listen or follow it. And so they'll look for other opportunities. They'll look for other areas. And even though your advice might be absolutely amazing, they will just subconsciously devalue what you do and what you tell them. And as a result, they won't implement it. They won't listen. It'll frustrate you. It'll frustrate them. They won't get any results. And like I said, you may have got those types of clients in the past, or maybe you've currently got some right now who don't implement and they just question everything you say, or they don't really listen. And then they just drop off. And the reason being is because they want to go find someone else that they actually believe in, right? And they go find someone else. You never hear about it. You never get testimonies, you never get results, and they kind of just move on. Or alternatively, they just stick around because like they're paying for a hangout session in essence. And that's not the type of clients we want, right? We want to work with great clients who want what you do and actually implement and get great results and pay you what you're worth and see you in the true value for what you are, right? So they're the two reasons why you need to charge the right price. You're going to lose prospects, and those ones that you do, you're not going to get, they're not going to pay attention, right? Now, the indicators on when you should be increasing your prices. Ultimately, you should not close every prospect, right? And for those of you that are like, oh, but I have to try and close every prospect, it's not that you have a problem about closing prospects. You have a problem for high quality lead generation. And let me explain that. Like if you're like, Chris, I need to try and close every single lead. And it's because you have lack of leads, right? That's your true problem. And what I mean by that is if you're like, cool, I only get one client a month and I only get one lead a month, so I have to try and close 100% because there's no one else reaching out to me. There's no other opportunities out there. And the true problem is that you only get one lead a month or one lead every 2 months. If you solve that problem, and let's just say you go from getting one lead a month to 10 quality leads a month, right? See how that'll completely change your life. You don't need to close 100%, right? And ultimately, you should not close 100%. And it doesn't mean that you're bad at sales if you can't close 100% of leads. Because ultimately, if you truly think about it, you should only close those people that you can truly help, right? And want your help, right? And that can't be 100% of people. It's impossible that 100% of people, like, you should turn down some leads. You should be like, you know what, after chatting, I don't think it's a great fit for you, for what you're looking to do. And for me, I can refer you on to a friend or someone else who does that, or whatever it might be, rather than you kind of chasing and trying to close people that you're like, they're not my ideal client, right? You should have a barrier for those of you, the people, the dream clients that you want to work with, right? And now, in terms of pricing, the components I've gone through there, you should always charge and price on par with what you are worth. Now, second to that, once you get your pricing and it's on par, you should be testing price increases on a regular basis, especially as your service increases, you get better, you get more testimonies, you get more credibility, you get more results, right? And you're delivering more value, well, your prices should go up. And the best indicator for that, whether you're an online coach or an in-person coach, is if you're closing over about 50 or 60% of leads, right? If you are currently closing, let's say, just to give it an actual rule of thumb, if you're closing over 60% of leads, it means your packages and your prices should increase. And in addition to that, if you're getting over 60 or 70% of paid in fulls or paid up fronts, it's an even bigger indicator that you can actually, your price elasticity, your pricing actually has elasticity and it should increase. And the best way to do it is bump your prices about 10 or 20%, right, from what they are now. Try that for a week, 2 or 3, and see if your conversion rates stay the same, and then you'll jump again, right? And you would continue to jump until your conversion rates pull back to about 50%, 45%, and your paid in full collection versus payment plans drops back a little bit to like 40% or 50%, right? Nothing over 60%. Anything over 60%, it's an indicator that your prices, your elasticity, your pricing, your marketing, what you're delivering, and people are really wanting it. So you're able to lift those prices, right? And ultimately, you want to go to the ceiling of your elasticity, so you're charging the most premium possible for the service you deliver, and your clients will happily pay that and love you for it and stick around and actually get amazing results, right? So what we've gone through in today's video is the 2 reasons why you must charge what you're worth. And the third piece is, what are the indicators where you should start testing price increases, right? Now, if you're way below that, it's generally a factor of 2 things. Either your price is too high, or your skill in being able to communicate what you do is too low, right? So if you're closing 10% of leads, more than likely your skill and your communication is the problem, right? Rather than price. But if your skill of closing communication is amazing and you're at 10% conversion rates, it's generally a sign that potentially your prices are too high. You can reduce them. But in most cases, I would say 99.9% of trainers out there, whether online or in person, your prices right now are generally too low. So you're better off working on increasing rather than thinking about decreasing, for all the reasons I've just gone through there. So hopefully that makes sense. And I highly recommend it. And for some people, it's a scary mindset thing, but I highly recommend testing your pricing this week, right? Trying a 10 or 20% jump and seeing how that impacts your business. You'll see once you do that most trainers will increase their prices, and I'll speak to them like a week or 2 later and they'll be like, yeah, nothing's changed. The prospects happily take it on. The only thing that's changed is I'm now earning more per unit of my time. And so I'm able to take on less clients and deliver an even more amazing service to those clients. Those clients are listening, they're implementing, they're getting better results, I'm getting more testimonials, and business is just feeling amazing, right? Now, if you're on the flip side where you're like, well, Chris, I only get 1 lead a month, 1 lead every 2 months, and I desperately just need to try and take anyone and anything at any price, then the problem is your lead flow, right? You have lack of or inconsistent lead quality, high quality lead flow, right? You need to work on that specific piece of your business. And once you unlock that piece, everything in your business will change. So if you're stuck there and you have inconsistent lead flow or very low volume, reach out to me. Send me an email, chris@tribefit.co, or you can hit me up on social, TribeFit, Instagram, or Chris Lynton on Facebook. We can have a chat about it, and we can see if we can identify what's holding you back, right, from being where you should be, and what's specifically causing this lack of quality lead flow and consistency. And as soon as you unlock that, like, you can do the math just like I took you through before. If you're getting 1 lead a month and you're able to jump that to 10, 15, like quality leads coming through, you can see how that would dramatically change your life and your business, right? It's just obvious. So if you're stuck at that, reach out to me. I will happily, have a chat. We can work out, see if we can identify what's holding you back and see if we can break that, right? Or fix that, break the problem and fix it and get you that lead flow coming in consistently. And then everything goes from there. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you're taking loads from this video, and I highly recommend and challenge you to test your pricing this week. That's it from me. Bye for now.